everybody, welcome back to Dear Twin Flame. It hasn't been too long since I recorded, but I was called to do another video because a lot's been going on and energetic wise, and I've just got a lot of internal stuff going on, I suppose, and I thought it was important to come on and address or talk to some of that, just to keep everything really real. So I think I mentioned in the last vlog that I have been feeling pretty lonely, not lonely, I mean, I see people, just down, really down, and I didn't understand why. Still, I think I'm getting some clarity on that, but the joys of being on a twin flame journey is that there's a lot of times where you have these feelings and you question whether they're yours or whether they're your twins. And I went for a really long time without having any dreams about my twin, which is really unusual. I lots of dreams at 5D level interaction with my twin for a really long time, and then I came to a point where I kind of pulled back and said, I'm always here, I'm always sending love and light, but I need to break free a little bit because it's becoming overwhelming. So I just put up some boundaries and some guards, I suppose, to protect myself so I could function in my day. Apparently those boundaries, guards, whatever, have fallen and crumbled, and I'm full-fledged in connection with my twin flame on a 5D level, or like psychic level. We have no communication whatsoever, but I can feel things going on. So I don't know exactly what's going on in your world, and I don't claim to be all-knowing. What I feel is that you're very disappointed, sad, you're feeling very alone, you're overwhelmed, you're afraid. And the reason I recognize all of this is that the feeling that I have in my stomach is exactly, without question, how I felt after my husband left. I was terrified. I felt abandoned. I felt that no one could understand, that no one could understand how I felt, in that everybody wanted me to be angry, everybody wanted me to hate him, everybody wanted me to tear a strip off, I suppose, get my just rewards, whatever it was. And that's not who I am, so I can't feign hating somebody when I don't. I just don't do it well. But I didn't, it wasn't that I was waiting or pining for him to come back. I knew it was over. I was okay with it being over. I was relieved that it was over on one hand. On the other hand, I was completely terrified. I didn't understand, I was afraid. I was afraid of what I didn't know. I was afraid of finances. I was afraid of dealing with lawyers. I was afraid. I didn't know how to do any of it, and that terrified me. I felt very alone in the process. Anyway, those feelings of how I felt at that time is exactly how I've been feeling recently. Although I don't have any of those fears, things are good. Things have, I mean, there's always room to grow, but I'm not afraid anymore. But I recognize that feeling in my stomach, so I'm not sure what's going on with you, but I hope, I want this video to reach out to say, no matter what you're afraid of, trust and believe that the universe will provide you with everything you need, because it will, without question. But you have to believe, you have to have faith, and you have to be grateful for everything that you have. My biggest lesson in that process at that time was to see all the abundance that surrounded me, to see the good in the situation, to appreciate, to be grateful that he left, to be grateful that I am the person I am, to be grateful for my family, to be grateful for those who stepped up to support me, to be grateful for the roof over my head and the food in my belly, and everything and anything that I could look around and say, I'm grateful for that, I'm thankful for that, or I'm thankful for that lesson, and to let go of any kind of anger or fear or any negative energy that is swirling inside, to just always, okay, yes, acknowledge the fear. I am feeling this, but I am grateful because X, Y, or Z. For me, it was, I am afraid, but I am grateful because I have a friend who has offered me some advice. I am afraid to go to the lawyers. When I got there, I was grateful that my mom came with me. I was grateful that the lawyer was so super kind and understanding and patient and helpful, just guiding me in what I needed to know, because I didn't know, and I didn't know what I didn't know. So it was fear of the unknown, fear of the money factor. Money factor. Here's what I know and what I've learned about money. And anybody listening to this is probably not going to believe it, but here's what I know. Anytime I was afraid, I got lambasted with more things to be afraid of. As soon as I was grateful for anything, I'm grateful that I can pay for these groceries. I'm grateful that I can pay for this tank of gas. I'm grateful that I can send my child on this trip. I'm grateful that my ex is not abandoning me completely and taking care of our needs when he technically doesn't have to. I'm grateful. As soon as I was writing, I had a journal. I was writing. I'm grateful for the support. I am grateful that the universe will provide me with all that I need to follow my path. I wrote it over and over and over again. And then more kept coming. So I met a gentleman. He needed some help with some stuff. An elderly man, he just needed somebody to write for him. And I just offered to do that because I had the time. And the next thing I know, he's giving me $400 and another $400. And he's like, take care of your kids. Make sure they have a good Christmas. And he didn't need to do that, but I was grateful for it. But that's not why I did what I did. I did what I did because I had the time, and I felt bad that he was in the situation that he was in. I saw him trying to do good, but it was actually causing him like physical pain, and I could help. So I helped, and the universe rewarded me with more financial stability. A person came out of the woodwork and said, did you know, and you can apply for this, and next thing I know, I have more money. My mom wanted me to take some time and to just reconnect with myself. Actually, it's the trip that I wrote your first letter in. She sent me to Paris. Well, she didn't send me to Paris. She gave me her timeshare in Paris. I had to get there. So I hemmed and hawed, and I'm not used to doing things for myself, like buying things for myself. I had a tendency of always putting myself last, or if ever. and I bit the bullet and I bought a ticket to Paris and convinced some friends to buy tickets to Paris. And then along the way, everything was good, and then they canceled our flight like 24 hours ahead, and then didn't provide us with any, this is your next steps or whatever. Anyway, I fought with the airlines and we got on a flight, but it was the next day, which ended up being okay, but missed a day of our vacation, there was a lot of inconveniences for it. And then another friend heard of that. She's actually from Europe, and she said, did you know that airlines, Air France, a lot of European airlines need to reimburse you for that, even though they got you there. If it was over 24 hours delay, then they have to pay you back. So next thing I know, the flight to Paris only cost me like $100 instead of the $1,100 that it was gonna. So I got my money back, and I got a trip to Paris, and I didn't have to pay for this. Basically, it cost me food and whatever entertainment I wanted there, which was phenomenal. But the universe took care of me, and I was grateful. I was grateful for my mom giving me her timeshare. I was grateful for, and I didn't get mad when the flight was canceled. I was like, well, this is a pain, but I wasn't mad. I wasn't angry. I was just, okay, what do I need to do to get where I need to go? And the universe rewarded me for my gratitude, for my patience, for my understanding. It came back, and it repeated that pattern of when I wasn't quite sure, I just trusted. Oh, excuse me, it was a late night last night. I just trusted, and each time I believed and I showed gratitude, I was rewarded, and financially things just kept happening, and for no rhyme or reason. It's not like, okay, I got this job and it's paying better and that's great. Don't get me wrong, I'm working hard too, but things are happening. A store wants to sell my bracelets, great. As a lady wants to buy my painting, phenomenal. I took my Reiki course and now I'm getting more clients for that. Anytime I am in need, I trust that whatever is required will come, and if it is meant to be, it will happen. So that's my advice, I guess, is don't be afraid. I understand the fear. I was sitting in it too, but if I can help you move through whatever it is you're in right now, don't be afraid. Trust, believe, know that what needs to happen will happen, and you will be where you need to be. The universe makes sure of that. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Saw you in my dreams last night again. So that's why this video is, because whatever I was dreaming last night, I woke up with this innate need to tell you that trust, believe, show gratitude, be grateful for what you've had, what your path, where your path is leading to. Acknowledge your sacrifices, but don't wallow in them. I don't know why I said that, but if you're sacrificing something, there's a reason, and you will move forward. You will move where you need to move, in a better place, because as long as you can find the positive in it, as long as you can find the lesson and be grateful for the lesson. So I don't know what this is. I just know that something's happening, and I know you have it in you to switch the mindset and see the bigger picture, see the lessons and the abundance that is surrounding you, whatever that is, whether it's in abundance in love, whether that's abundance in I keep wanting to say freedom, but I don't know what that means. So abundance in finding you, finding yourself. I don't know why I'm saying this, but apparently with the chills running through my body, that's what I'm supposed to say. I hope you're okay. If you need anything, please reach out to me, reach out to your family, reach out to friends. You're not in this alone, whatever this is. You have so much to be grateful for. You just don't even know, because you haven't turned around to see it all. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, not sure what journey you're on, but something's going on, and I just really, 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 I know I'm repeating myself, I just really want you to understand that I completely 100% understand how you're feeling. I've been there in whatever this fear is, but trust me when I say gratitude, trust and faith, and it will, without question, be so much better on the other side. Just one step at a time. Just focus on one step at a time, and it works itself out. I promise. So, with that all being said, I'll sign off and get back to my work here, and leave it with this. Dear Twin Flame, you are loved and you are missed.